This podcast is part of the Frederick Podcast Network. Learn more at listenfrederick.com.
Beers in the Lot is partnered with the Hockey Podcast Network.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Beers in the Lot. Before we get going, let me just remind you about our shop at beersinthelot.com/shop. That's where you can get the t-shirts and other merchandise with Beers in the Lot logos on it. Also, check out beersinthelot.com for anything else you might be curious about this podcast. And be sure to join the Discord at beersinthelot.com/Discord. Well, for episode 175, we were missing Daniel, but John and Riggs and I talked about an abysmal turnout for a pickup that we had the night before we recorded. We talked about how we're getting hyped for Wally Ice Fest in February, and we touched on Ovechkin's scoring woes with the Capitals. So let's go and crack the beers.
Riggs, what are you drinking this evening as you shove your nose in your pint glass?
I was smelling it. I was getting the aroma.
Got to get it in the nose.
You were acquainting yourself with it. Yeah.
Yeah, reacquainting.
Hello.
Hello, how are you? Quite well. Thank you very much.
Reacquainting myself with this fine local brew from Attaboy Beer, Backyard Champ American Lager.
Ooh, I like that one.
Yes, I visited Attaboy over the weekend and picked up some more of these. They're excellent. Jonathan, what do you have?
I have, like myself, a Mad Elf Ale. So it's last little time before, man in the big red suit comes to town that I can have some of these. So I have 2 left in the fridge, and I was like, why not? Pound them both tonight. Yeah. What about you, Aaron? What do you got?
Tonight, I have out of Belgium a Hoegaarden wheat beer.
Not a Stella? What happened?
No, not a Stella tonight.
Well, it's still Belgian.
It's still
true.
Belgian, but it's not Stella. But it's good.
Yeah, Hoegaarden's great. That's good stuff.
I remember you used to
Absolutely.
find that stuff a lot more readily available than you do now.
Yeah, I had to get a Belgian pack in order to get this one, so not as seemingly not as available as it once was, I guess. I don't know. Maybe you just got to go to the right places,
Yeah, I beg
right
to
gas
differ.
stations.
I beg to differ.
I just haven't seen it as much. I'm also not I'm not venturing for that every time. So that's probably why I'm a little blind.
No,
Yeah.
not what I was saying, but it's available.
What are you? I'm confused what you're fucking trying to say here. You saying
You're
it's
just
like on
not-
the top shelf and I can't see?
You're just not
Like,
going
what
to the
fuck
right.
you saying?
You're just well. I mean,
You
I
made
didn't
that
say
joke,
it.
John.
I didn't say it.
I'm angry today, so
Wow, it's the holidays, bro. Why are you
my
angry?
mind's just immediately going to dark places.
Goodness gracious! What are you, Krampus?
Oh, dude. Yeah. Krampus is sick.
Krampus is sick.
Yeah, I
It's
wish.
Norwegian, right? Or
No, German.
Yeah,
German.
yeah.
German. Okay, yeah, right.
They have that big festival. You always see it on social
German
media.
Grinch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Krampusnacht.
Yeah. Frightening as fuck.
Yeah, it's great, man. No, Krampus
I think it's more
is-
scary. I think it's more scary when the people have like the road flares, and do that shit.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
smoke. That's scarier to me.
Yeah,
That I'm like,
well,
ooh,
it's a fire hazard.
yeah,
It's a
exactly.
fire.
Yeah.
Doing an Alan Grant in Jurassic Park with your road flares.
Yeah.
Just-
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, jeez. What's good, Aaron? Talk to me. Holler at me.
We had a little pickup last night. That was an interesting skate. Had 6 on one team and 7 on another. Right? No, it was less than
Yeah,
that.
it was
even.
something like
It was
that.
5 on one and 5 on one team and then 6 on the other. We played 4 on 4. Oh,
Yeah,
it
Yeah.
was rough.
Old NHL overtime rules.
It was rough.
it's what I like to call a conditioning skate.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
that's what it was. I told Eric on the bench, like, they say that when you get tired, you get stupid. I was really tired last night. It was bad hockey. It was bad hockey.
Yeah, it wasn't anybody's finer moment. But,
No.
I mean, we make the joke all the time, like no one hates hockey like OFBG. So I mean, on fine display last night.
Yep. Set up a pickup, and 20 guys say they're going to come, and 11 come out.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Not a good
If it
look.
was colder
No,
with the
not
snow,
a
I
good
would
look.
probably go, okay.
Sure.
I,
It was just
rain.
raining last
was
night. Like,
rain.
come on.
yeah, I take issue with all the weather things. The rink is inside.
Says the guy who only drives 2 minutes to get to the rink.
And also, it's a winter sport. No, because
It is a winter sport.
we get this like in the kids hockey too all the time. It's like, oh, there's forecast for snow. Well, yeah, we play in the winter time. Like that's when we play.
Yeah.
So yeah, sometimes it might snow a little bit. And you know what? That drive to wherever you're going, doesn't matter where you're going for hockey, and there's a little bit of snow on the ground and everything. Everything's right. Everything's
I
right
agree
with
with
the
that.
world. You find the right tunes in the car there, and the snow's on the ground, and you're going to the rink. Like everything's right.
I agree and I disagree.
Ooh.
I agree because that vibe is spot on. I love that vibe. But the road that I have to drive to get to the rink is a 65 mile an hour speed limit road, and people will absolutely be driving 10 over with snow on the ground. And that is dumb. I'm sorry. That is a dumb road to be on when other people don't know how to drive. But I completely agree with you on the vibe. That is what I would love to be going to the rink with some snow, just flittering down and a little bit collect. You're right. That's the right feeling. You're doing it right.
I'm a big vibes guy.
I do also
I
want to
agree.
get there in one piece, which is another vibe that I'm very much all
Yeah.
about.
The vibe
And
getting home, I
as
think,
well.
is more important.
Noted.
Yeah. Vibe getting home is way more important. Because I remember this was millennia ago, and there was a friend of the program, Costo, Riggs, me, a few other guys. We knew there would be snow kind of forecasted essentially right when we were going to start games, or right in smack dab in the middle. And we made the decision, hey, if we have enough people to play, let's play. Because the rink gave us the option, hey, because it's possibly during your time slot, we can be open if you want. What do you guys want to do? We decided to play. A bunch of us still rolled out of there super late, snow on the ground. It was one of the few nights where like guys were sending texts to each other. Hey, you get home all right? Like,
Right,
is
yeah.
everything good? Yeah.
There's a great phone camera photo of us in the lot while it was
Yeah.
snowing.
It was
Like,
coming
it
down.
wasn't flurries. It wasn't just like a little, squall, snow shower, whatever. Like it was winter weather snowing, which is somewhat rare in this area where we live in the mid Atlantic, right?
Mhm.
And already a couple inches on the ground, and we're all out there, just doing our thing in the lot. And somebody took a selfie photo of a bunch of us in the lot, and you could barely see anything because this is before the high res, phone cameras and everything.
It looked like a
And the
Bigfoot photo.
And the
Yeah.
the snow's like
Bigfoot photo.
obscuring everybody's faces
Yeah.
and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, it looks, but everybody's smiling and have a good time and all that, and it was cool. Those are that's one of those moments.
Even though it
Yep.
was nice last night, the few guys that did come out to pick up, we kind of were able to like hang out a little bit before we all left. Just had some brews, crack some laughs. That was more.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is why I come. This is why I come
Yes.
every week. I love
Yep.
skating. I love hockey. Don't get me wrong, but like, this is more enjoyable every time than anything else. So, yeah.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about.
100%. Yeah, dude.
That having brews in the lot while it's snowing and everything. I'm really looking forward to Wally Fest this year
Yep.
because I have a feeling that we're gonna get some good weather for this. I'm combining hope and whatever I suppose. But I would love to have some snow while we're skating or something like that. That would be so amazing. Like, is there anything better than playing hockey while it's snowing? Like, that's the way to play. So hopefully, I'm getting hyped for that tourney too. It's coming. It's only like a couple months
juiced.
away. It's like a month or 2.5 months away. So it's
Not even.
Not
No,
even
1.5
because it's the first
months
week
away.
in February. Yeah.
First
Yeah.
weekend in February. So
Yeah, it's
It's
1.5 months away.
it's like, it's like 6 weeks. Like,
Yeah,
it's not even.
That's coming. That's gonna be fun. Yeah.
Yes. Cabin is secured.
Cabin is secured. We're gonna do some recording in that great room again.
Or maybe the game, maybe the
Or
game
maybe
room.
The game room.
Yeah, who knows? Or maybe both.
We'll
Who
see.
knows?
Or maybe at the who knows? Maybe
Or
at
maybe-
the pond.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
While we're who knows? We'll see what's happening.
We may have some sick stuff up our sleeves. You never know.
We may
Never know
not.
with
We've
us.
promised in the past, and
Yeah. It's kind of hard.
it's
when
hard.
you're-
It's so you want to enjoy it at the same time
Right,
as you
yes.
want to make content, but
Yeah.
you know, it's
100%.
tough.
Yeah.
Like all these
Especially when
people,
the content.
all these people you see on Instagram and TikTok, they're all fake. They're all fakers.
Yeah, they're just
They have-
like
They have
Oh.
production people. They have,
Yeah.
whatever. Like they're
They
not
have
actually,
interns.
they're not actually living the life. Like they don't. Come on.
Yeah.
Like get
We
out.
carry
here.
our bags.
Yeah.
I mean, for God's sake,
exactly.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
we carry our bag.
we carry our bags of hockey gear and of sound and
all-
audio
Yeah.
gear,
Yeah. Yeah.
which might in some cases be heavier.
A
But
bag of
Riggs knows.
a bag of
Bag of
like
cables.
the cables and the mics
Yeah.
and if we use the mic stands, holy shit,
Oh,
that
yeah,
bag
those
is
things-
heavy.
Yeah.
Well, for the pond tournament, 100%. You're not bringing your pants and your, shoulder pads and probably some extra stuff there. You're just not bringing them.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah. It's a thing. So yeah, we have to balance between, having fun on the weekend so that we have something to talk about, like
Yeah.
eventually when we do record, and doing stuff to make content too. But we've got plans. We've got all these grand ideas of ways that we can make cool content, and
Yeah.
hopefully some of them come to fruition.
Yeah.
Something will though. We'll have good stuff.
Speaking of weekend fun, did you see our newest friend of the pod? He got the Beers in the Lot, meeting us, and then he got a bump. Coach Bruce is going to coach Team
Oh, yeah,
Canada, the
that's
Spangler
right.
Cup. Pretty awesome.
You're welcome.
Welcome, Bruce.
You're welcome, Bruce. For those that don't know, the Spangler Cup is a tournament every year in Switzerland. They play in this gorgeous rink, the
Yeah.
gorgeous place in Switzerland. HC Davos hosts it, and traditionally up to I feel like the last American team went. It was Rochester Americans. I think were the last team to go over in the 90s at some point, and then they stopped. But Team Canada assembles essentially a bunch of players that are playing pro in Europe pretty much, club hockey in Europe. And sometimes they get, some guys that are looking to make PTOs or still older free agents in the league. They'll bop on into the Spangler Cup and do it. So it's pretty cool. But you can't find much coverage on it. You can find clips here and there, but the nice thing with social media, you get a little more and more presence every year, which is pretty cool. So Coach Bruce going to do Spangler Cup. That's good because that gets him a, competitive hockey, especially under his belt, a
Yeah.
time where he
Get some.
he
get
kind of
some
said
more.
he would love to get another job. And shit, there are a few jobs as we record. There's some interim guys still. So yeah, maybe down the line, this kind of gets him back
Yeah.
in the little more
Who got
eyes.
fired today?
Oh,
Who was it
DJ
that got fired
Smith
today?
DJ Smith.
from
Yeah.
Ottawa. Yeah.
Did-
Finally.
Was it you, John, that sent the thing that said that they let him run practice and then fired him?
Oh no, I saw that.
Oh, you said
it
that?
looked like
Yeah.
so based on TSN's Twitter or X or whatever.
Yeah.
Elon's bullshit social media. It looked like he ran practice this morning and then they fired him.
Oof.
instead of like
Oof. Why?
instead of like, hey, GM calls them last night, hey, first thing in the morning, come to my office, right? Kind of thing. Like, no, we're gonna let you think that it's another normal day, and then we're gonna grab you after you practice, and we're gonna fire you. That's
GM missed his alarm clock or snoozed his alarm clock.
Well, or maybe they just were kind of. The only thing I could think of is like maybe they had scheduled meetings at the same time, and they were kind of like you know what, like we've done the DJ Smith experience. It's kind of not working for this group that was supposed to take a step forward this year, and it's just not there. So they're kind of like, you know what, let's get it done. So Martin's going to coach for the foreseeable future, and then that scumbag Daniel Alfredson's behind the bench too. So
yeah, but it's like Back to the Future, like Jacques Martin's
a
back
little
behind
bit,
the bench. Alfredson's gonna be on the bench, albeit as a coach.
We'll find a way to like throw a puck at some guy, I'm sure, because he's a sack of shit. He gets a pass for that. I hate that. I cannot stand that. Like that, he does not deserve a pass for that. Period. If Matt Cook would have done that, people still be screaming it from the rooftops.
How many times did Alfredson do that?
Once in a cup final game. Okay, there were a lot of fucking eyes on that game.
Once
that we know about. The other people he may have snuffed out. You don't know. There could have been others.
Oh my god,
could have been a lot of others. I don't know.
I doubt it. I doubt it, John.
I don't know. I travel in different circles. I hear different things than you guys.
He's right there. He's right there.
Yeah, he's a sack of shit.
He's up over.
Yeah, he's looking over his shoulder.
Shoulder right there.
He's looking over his shoulder.
He's right there.
Yeah, big brother, Daniel Alfredson.
Oh, man.
Big brother over there. He also gets, I mean, yeah, he had a decent NHL career and all, but like he gets credit being talked about in Swedish hockey like he's Forsberg or Matt Sundin. And to me, I'm like,
he was pretty good.
He's up there.
He was pretty good.
He's up there, but he's not.
He's up there.
He was pretty good.
I'm not saying he's better than those two, but he's
not better than those two, but he was pretty good. Yeah.
Was he good? Yes, absolutely. I'm not denying that. But like, come on, guys. Like, we're not.
One time.
Let's
John.
be honest here.
One time.
I just
you pick interesting reasons to hate guys, John. You don't like Tikkanen because
he's a piece of shit. He sucks.
He just fucking talks funny. That's all he does.
He sucks.
Anyway.
It sucks.
We'll get into that. Time out for just a second while we hear about our sponsors. We'll be right back. In the market for a hockey gift this holiday season? Beers in the Lot is an affiliate with Pure Hockey. Visit their site through our link at beersinthelot.com/purehockey, and every purchase you make will help out this podcast. Whether you're shopping for a player or a fan, Pure Hockey has equipment, apparel, and more for you or the hockey player or fan in your life. So this year, get all your hockey holiday shopping done at beersinthelot.com/purehockey. Bet the action on the ice with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app now and use code THPN. New customers can get $150 instantly in bonus bets for betting just $5 on hockey. That's code THPN only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. The crown is yours. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See dkng.com/hockey for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gambling resources. NHL and the NHL Shield are registered trademarks of the National Hockey League. Copyright NHL 2023, all rights reserved. Yeah. Let's go back to Bruce, though. Bruce, actually a Bruce coaching alum, Ovi. What's going on there?
I'll let Riggs take the reins on this one.
He doesn't have help.
I mean, the team sucks, yeah. So there's
have
that
help.
So
yeah. So they keep doing this thing where he'll run with Kuzi for a while with Kuznetsov, which is disastrous because Kuznetsov sucks, right? And then they'll put him back with Strome, which it helps, right? Like he gets more chances and everything, but he's not. Dylan Strome is a number 2 center. He's not a number 1.
Correct.
And Ovechkin needs a bona fide number 1 guy. That's what he needs.
Yeah.
He needs somebody that's going to drive play consistently, who's
And
going
feed him
to
the puck.
who's going to own
Yep.
the puck consistently. Like the possession of the puck when that line is on the ice is it can't even be a question. That's how he scores. That's how he gets all the shot quantity, and that's how he gets
Right.
all the goals, right? Because they hold the puck the whole time. They don't let the other team have the puck. That's how it works. Like Dylan Strome is a good player. but
100%.
He is a number 2.
Yeah.
He's a number 2 center. That's what he is. So, and Wilson, for as well as he is playing, he's not the type of player that can like
He's not going
help-
to create necessarily. Yeah.
Right. He can't help Ovechkin like get over the hump. Now, the thing is,
Right.
he's getting chances, he's getting his shots, especially the last couple weeks. It's ramped up a lot. So I think a lot of that is him hearing some of what's being said and feeling some of that, because he's always been that type of player where if things weren't going well for himself or the team, like he would go. He would step
elevate,
up,
yeah.
right? But they don't have the guys. They don't have it. And that was the risk, right? That was the risk of what all was going to happen the next few years. That
Right.
he would be that close and they wouldn't have the roster to help him get there,
To get there, yeah.
right? And that is a GM problem.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a roster composition problem,
Right.
which is the GM.
Now, are they strapped? Well, right now, no, because they've got Backstrom on LTIR. They could figure something out.
Yes.
You could use some pieces that you have in Hershey, maybe, and maybe some guys that are with the big club that aren't getting minutes. You could figure something out, right?
Right.
But I don't know if they want to do that, because I don't know if the long-term plan prevents that, right? So I
Right.
think they're going to sit tight, and I think, yeah, I don't know. It's just the thing is he is getting the chances, especially the last couple weeks. He's getting the chances. He's getting the shot volume. Sometimes it doesn't go in, but
Right.
at the same time, they don't have the puck a lot, and he needs to be on a possession team. That's how he scored all the goals. So,
Well, and two, his career shooting percentage hovers around like 12 or 14, like something stupid. And he's at
Yeah.
like 4% some like this year.
Yeah,
I'm not even looking
yeah.
at it, but like,
It's getting low
So-
quality shots. Yeah. Or low
well, it's
quality
that,
chances,
it's
yeah.
that, and two, and like I said, like he doesn't have the puck that much. So when he is shooting, it's like these either low danger or not kind of in a sweet spot. And I
Right.
think goalies too, like his shots are coming from like a greater distance. So not that I wouldn't say he's not able to beat goalies from that distance, because that's not true, but goalies are a little more wise to kind of, some of his, long distance stuff. They're kind of like, okay, like I have a book on him to some extent, or I have an idea of like, they kind of read the play a little better, because unfortunately the way the Caps are, their offense isn't as dynamic as it was, years ago. It's a little more predictable. It's a little more kind of meat and potatoes, because they are a slower team too in a very fast Eastern Conference. So, and also too, like the teams they play against continually, like, kind of like Boston, Tampa, Carolina, those teams play each other all the time. So they kind of not only have grown up against that Caps team, but like they've seen a lot of different looks. So they kind of can
there
contain and
there are
orbit.
matchup issues too, right? Because he doesn't have the center help, right? He is playing on the number 1 line and is getting the first line minutes. Now, there are some exceptions where he didn't, and that was a Spencer Carberry decision because of what was going on. And I actually kind of like that about him, but that's a whole other conversation. What you're seeing is the younger guys like Connor McMichael and Alexi
Like Matt
Protas.
Phillips.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Phillips has been up and down, so I don't really count that. But guys that have been with the big club since the beginning of the year, they're doing very well for first full year NHL players. They're doing very well for themselves, and to me that speaks volumes about what GM is thinking and what the organization is thinking versus Ovechkin and chasing Gretzky, right?
Which to me, if you look at from a GM's perspective, like there's always this talk about like Stanley Cup windows and so on.
Right.
If you ask me, the window right now that the Caps should be focusing on is the window of chasing Gretzky's record for
Yeah.
that is the window, and it is absolutely wide open. And it would be a testament to any GM's roster building ability to say, I built a roster around one guy scoring 1 billion goals, which that is an interesting ask. It's an unusual ask of a GM, but somebody who could do that would really have a proven ability to build a roster around a need.
But here's the problem that I see, right? If Strome isn't the guy, and he's not,
Right.
like right now, like we're recording on December 18th, he's not the guy. Okay. How do you go out and get a true bona fide number one puck possession center that can help him get there? Oh,
Yeah.
and by the way, is going to help jumpstart your power play at the same time.
Oh,
right?
by the way, every other
Right.
team wants that.
Right.
Yeah,
And
right.
and that's probably, an $8 to $10 million a year player, right?
Maybe they should be talking to Toronto about Tavares
Or Nylander.
I don't know. Or Nylander. I don't know.
Nah, Nylander's going to Pittsburgh.
That's wild
Like,
stuff.
stop this rumor. I'm quashing that now. Willie is going to the Berg.
But no,
But-
Tavares. I mean, we've been talking about how Toronto needs to shed Tavares's contract for a long time. I mean, that would be a big feather in his cap to help Ovi get to the record. And like, there's a billion ways you could do this. Build one line. That's what the GM needs to do for Ovi is build one
Bingo.
line.
Right.
Ignore defense. Ignore goaltending. You
Right.
need to build the first line. That's all
Right.
they need to worry about.
Well, and it's funny you mentioned
that'd be weird,
JT,
but-
Aaron, because, like, yes, JT, his foot speed's gotten a little slower, but, like, in the last couple of years, he's been working on some things, so he has gotten his pace back. But JT's work ethic and his IQ, he would be a good fit because he could do some of the stuff around the net to kind of help, Ovechkin. And, if you're Toronto, where you kind of need some, like, D guys and whatnot, like, getting off of that JT salary would help, a team like Toronto
Right.
doing it. Now, the only thing is kind of, I don't know what the market would be for John Tavares, and I don't know if the Caps would even kind of, maybe even they don't even want to deal with kind of the, impending cap space issues they would have / capital that Toronto would find acceptable to get back. Because they're going to have, looking at now with all the LTIR, Caps are going to have, they have 8.1 in current cap space as of today. So, yeah, I
Shed a
actually
couple
like that
guys
JT.
and-
I like that JT name though, because I think he would fit like kind of a guy who could kind of,
JT
play
is
against a lot
signed
of those
through
team.
the end of this season and next season. So,
Yeah. And like you said,
he's signed for
he
another
just
year and a
needs-
half,
Yeah.
and that's getting close. Like, that's getting Ovi really, really close.
and Ovechkin
If-
only needs 67.
He
Right,
needs
does it-
67.
It's not.
He needs 68 total to beat it.
if they
That's
could
all he needs.
Like if he could somehow get to 25 this year, right?
Which is very possible. He scores in
think that-
bunches when he
yeah.
does. So
Well, all goal scorers are streaky, right?
Exactly.
That's how it works, right? But if he could somehow get to 25, which I think is reasonable for the rest of the year,
Right.
like then you're only talking about 40 couple to go. And depending on what the lineup situation is next year, he could possibly do it, in
Yeah.
the second season, so to speak,
The only problem with it is that he's got a no move clause. So he would have to okay this idea.
and he ain't leaving
And
Toronto.
He's
Yeah,
probably
he ain't
not leaving
leaving.
Toronto. He wants a shot at a cup. He still didn't have a cup. So he wants a shot. And Washington is not a contender.
No.
I mean, let's
they're
be
not.
honest.
So I think the
So-
only way you really do it, I mean, like if you're gonna look, if you're the Caps, let's say you get through this season, you got to look in the off season to essentially go, all right, we need to get him to this landmark accomplishment for two reasons. Because if you're the Washington Capitals, after Ovechkin leaves, the same like the Penguins and a few other teams
then
out
who
there.
are you? Yeah.
Once some of these
Like,
cats leave, it's going to be dark days. That's the way
Yeah.
it works.
That
Being said, but if you can live like a lot of current Caps fans, which is awesome, you have a recent memory of a cup that lasts you for a while. Then you have kind of the lingering image of Ovechkin breaking Gretzky's all-time goal record. That's freaking sick. So you get there, you can kind of rebuild around that and long term, and then it's just getting him to that. And also too, it's kind of like it's a milestone. Like I'm not saying like the league deserves it, but like you know what, this is our best shot for a while. You know
for
what I
a
mean?
long time, yeah.
Right.
And it's the biggest milestone.
Well, it's important for the league. It's important for hockey, right? Because there really hasn't been that mainstream cultural story about hockey since Gretzky played. There
Right.
hasn't.
Yeah, I agree.
We follow the game and everything, so we know about all these different players that have come along since and how good they were. But if we ask non-hockey people, they don't know anyone beyond Gretzky.
And some of them
100%.
don't know Gretzky.
And some of them some of them
Some
at
of
this
them know
point-
Ovechkin. Some
Right.
of them know McDavid. Some of them know Crosby. But
I would-
Gretzky is a bigger ask
I would
for
ar-
some people.
I would argue that in present day that the game has less mainstream cultural influence than it has ever had because there hasn't been a player of Wayne Gretzky's magnitude
Yes,
since.
I agree. I think that Ovechkin might be close. I think that if you were to poll any random people on the street, you
Right.
might hear that they know Ovechkin. Possibly McDavid, but I would say Ovechkin's more likely because he's been in the league longer and he's a goal scorer, and that's what everybody knows.
That's what everybody
Oh.
wants, right?
Yeah.
The one thing I would love to hear is we talk about it because like we'll be honest, we're kind of like embedded in the game, if you will. Like we're fans, we play, we're kind of sickos to some extent. The average person out there that loves hockey but maybe either doesn't have any friends or family playing, like they love it and whatnot, but like the NHL for the last couple of years, and we can 100% agree because we follow it at like the double IHF level with the World Juniors and the other stuff. It is a global game. Now we can officially say, if Ovi does this, hey, guess what? The second all-time leader in points is from Czechia, Jaromir Jagr. The all-time leading goal scorer, it's not a Canadian anymore. It's a
Right.
Russian.
Right. Yeah.
And I think
Mhm.
too, maybe, and this is kind of a long-term thing, like, there's been this kind of negative press around Russian players the last couple of years. I understand why, because of what's going on the world stage, but like maybe this kind of tampens some of it down.
yeah, but
because-
even historically,
Exactly.
historically,
Exactly.
like
It's always the big bad Russians. Oh, the Red Army's coming, and there was always
Right.
this really negative
yeah,
kind of juju around it. And I'm not saying like it's global politics, much more important stuff than what we talk about on a weekly basis, but like Jimmy Craig's pads broke down the fucking wall, so if Ovechkin can kind of break down some current present day walls, that's
Yeah.
cool.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
and two, like I'm sure there's kids over in Europe and other places of the world and Australia, even in Canada for God's sakes, and where we're at. I mean, especially it's Ovechkin crazy. Like Ovechkin's their favorite player because he scores goals and he loves scoring goals.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
that's sick. So like, yeah.
I mean, what kid is in their driveway going, and he passes it to another guy who scores a Stanley Cup winning goal?
Right, yeah.
Like, no, they're
it's
saying
Mark Giordano
they're-
who's blocking shots.
and he
like,
blocks
yeah.
the shot,
You
and then
know,
it goes
yeah.
the other way, and they score, and they win the stick. No,
No.
nobody does that. Everybody thinks about scoring goals.
I was
Yes,
joking
yes.
about it. I was joking about it the other day. Like, and I think I even said something on here jokingly. I'm like, man, the league the last couple of years has just had like black eye after black eye after black eye. Like, it's just
Let's
ridiculous.
get some wins.
Like, can we
Let's get some W's?
Yeah, we need to start
Yeah.
racking up some W's. I mean, the NBA is gaining momentum. MLB gained a ton of momentum this past year with just some simple changes to the game. And they're kind of loosening some of the, kind of stuffiness. And then you got, MLS is continually on the rise with some of the players they're bringing in soccer's a very easy, digestible game in terms of what it, how you can get people into it and whatnot. So like the NHL, we need some freaking wins here. Like, come on, let's go.
Yeah.
Like, pile them up for God's sakes.
Yep.
Jeesh.
Yeah.
We need.
I mean, and then there was a fucking report, the last couple of days, like the facilities in Milan for the ice venue. It's not even like they're not even projected to finish it on time now. So now they may move it to a different venue in Italy. It's like,
Well, they could
everybody.
They could go to Turin. So like,
Well, that's
like
the plan. They would
yeah,
go
the
there.
Yeah, the
But
building's
it's also
already
some
there.
of the. But they've apparently also asked like the bobsled and the luge.
Oh, really?
They want like Switzerland to host that, which is
Oh.
like.
What's
Which
the
to me,
point? Yeah.
which to me, that also shows a bigger issue of the Olympics in general.
Which sport
Well-
are they going to do in Milan then?
I'm
I'd love
not-
to know the sport they do in Milan.
I mean, not to go too deep into it, but I'm not a big fan of the Olympics in general. So, it
Yeah.
kind of makes sense to me that it's a mess. But
It's a mess.
yeah.
Bring a broom. Yeah. I mean, it's just. I mean, I do like the fact that this time next year they're going to do a kind of in-season international tournament. I would like to see it more than 4 teams personally.
I would also like it to not be in season, but yeah.
Well, I think that's just kind of the way the cookie crumbles. Unfortunately, it's going to be in season, but beggars
What are
can't
you
be
gonna do?
choosers, So
Yeah, it's kind of a shame Daniel's not here to talk about stuff this episode. Here, his entire family is just, caked in puke.
they're battling it right now.
Yeah.
They look like
They
they look
said
like
they got a hot
cave people.
stomach bug.
They have what we call the old North and South.
Oh.
Both ends.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
I feel bad for them, but man, hopefully they get better soon.
Yeah, T's and P's to those people. Sheesh.
T's and P's. All right, that's it for this one. Thank you for your listen and for your support. We appreciate all of your likes and ratings and reviews and subscriptions on the various podcatchers. Keep them coming. We appreciate every single one of them. I know I speak for the rest of the guys when I say have a good one, and we'll catch you next week when our new episode drops on Wednesday. See ya.